Hey, ladies and Germans, how y'all doing? This is Con Ulrich,
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
and we're back. It's a 1v1, and once again, there's no fourth armored.
I know
Woo!
I do love seeing replays that do not involve the full format. It makes me happy seeing some actual other divisions being used, especially when there's a Canadian division on the field, baby.
So what are we going on all about today?
Well, today we have on the left hand side playing as the Canadians. Oh, Sarinaha. And on, if I can say bloody names properly, which we all know I can't, on the right hand side we have Astonished Man as the 116 Rindhound Division.
Shocking indeed. It looks like we're
Mm-hmm.
on San Mary Glees. Am I right on that one?
Yeah, we are on St. Mary Eglise. We've seen this map quite a few times. It's really a toss up between this and Colin Belesm, notice being the popular 1v1 maps, which makes sense. It's a very balanced map. You got the town in the centre, and then two flanks for you to possibly take advantage of in a more open field.
As long as you buy them dinner first, of course,
Of course, you gotta buy them dinner before you drive round the back end.
and head through the bush.
Through the bush, exactly. Dodge through the
Oh,
hedgerows. Try not to catch any burning flamethrowers along the way.
oh, that's why you see doctors. No flamethrowers happen.
Yep.
All right, but NSFW stuff aside, division matchup. So 116th we've seen a couple of times here. How
Mm-hmm.
about third Canadian? Tell us about them.
First Canadian is a mechanized division, meaning they're bloody good at everything. They got runner for infantry selection, tanks. They're really going to be a good matchup against the Rintown. For the Rintown division, this is going to be a really interesting A phase, Khan, because they can only get 4 Panzer Grenadiers. So I don't think that town's going to be a good idea for him. So maybe if he goes around the flanks and try to push through with light armor, or if
Hmm.
he was to Panzerwerfer spam into the town and try to use his half tracks and Panzergrens to hopefully penetrate through. Because the one nice thing fighting against the Canadians is they don't have many anti-tank weaponry. It's Piat squads, and then I believe their leader squads are the only ones with Piats.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
we all know they use Piats, so it's much safer to bring a half track into a Canadian held town and let's say an American held town, and they got those nasty bazooka dudes.
True, true. It does look like Astonished Man is kind of trying to surprise us here. We have 4 recon squads starting on up, and that's
Yeah, it
strange, but I
makes
guess at the same time, probably nice to see.
yeah, it makes sense because you don't have much regular infantry or spar
Hmm.
troops. They have machine gun, which makes them pretty on point with a lot of allied troops.
Hmm.
So it's just worthwhile to do that. I'm not seeing any Panzer threes. That doesn't surprise me too much, to be entirely honest. Or heck, no real like light. Well, we got one of those command 232s, but I'm not seeing like the 234s, the Puma model with the autocannon.
I could have sworn I just saw one of those pop up, and I was
Did
just mousing over. Maybe I'm wrong.
uh yeah, it's got a lot of those weird like 251 and 250 half tracks, a lot of half tracks, which hopefully he can do some aggressive penetration play along those flanks, because that A phase is really his stomping ground.
True, true. Now remind me. For some reason, I always want to say that the AVRE is a Canadian vehicle as well, but I
Scotch.
might be wrong.
It's only Scotch and Commando.
Thank you, thank you.
Uh,
It's been a while
yeah,
since I've seen them. Honestly, I was very thrown off to see
yeah.
them here.
They do have the Ram, which will be pretty decent
Ah,
against Rind, because it does have that armor, and off we go.
indeed we do, and you're absolutely right. Germany's taking a very, very passive position. It
Hmm.
looks like Osarina is just going to be very aggressive here, hopping out in the middle of town, probably going in to see John Wayne.
Yeah, but he might have already broke his leg, and there's a bunch of dead paratroopers littered on the street, which isn't exactly the most friendly welcome. But nonetheless, he's going to easily capture that town. Maybe capturing the full part of it may be a little bit difficult, because the Panda
Hmm.
Grenadiers are nasty at long-range engagements. But just having that town is going to be a real good strategic, well, hold point for Sarana.
Kind of
Sarana?
nice. We are
Yeah.
going to see both sniper scouts and flamethrowers, though. So if he does really want to aggress, I don't know. I kind of feel like this is the right kind of composition to deal with it.
Yeah, if he was to use those, if he suppresses the sneakers and
Hmm.
then use some smoke of the flamethrowers, the Pan's Grenadiers are buggered. And You only can get 4 Panzer Grenadiers. You can literally count it on one hand. So you
Um,
just knock out 3, and then 2, and
mhm.
then run, and then he's buggered for A phase till B.
Now, the one thing's a little bit funny for me is to watch this Pack 38 be dumped off way the heck back
Ooh,
off the front
yeah.
lines. Not too sure why that happened necessarily here.
Yeah, I'm guessing maybe he's expecting a ram 2 routes or some nonsense, but, well, yeah, he sort of dumped it a little bit closer, but it's a very defensive play from Astonished Man. I'm rather astonished, to be entirely honest. And, well, I hope he doesn't squander this A phase, because it's going to get worse out for him till B.
Now, you keep saying about you hope he doesn't squander the A phase. With only 4 Panzer Grenadiers, then why is the 116th even a viable division?
Uh, well, but you got Panzer threes, which are pretty decent. They're not
Hmm.
really the best, I say, but really just using light vehicles such as 232s, 234s, and half tracks and Panzerwerfers, you can do some fantastic maneuvering play. And the Panzer Grenadiers are great because like a 2 to 3 star, it's
Hmm.
absolutely powerhouse. But you just don't get a lot, so you have to be very conservative with them and keep him alive.
Now, getting what's going on the map right now, there has been a lot of engagement. What there has been,
No.
though, is a couple of deaths here and there. A half track going down for the Germans. That actually the AEC wannabe goes down, courtesy of that 250 half track.
Oh wow.
We are going to see that P3, like you said, coming on in. In fact, we're going to see a couple of 259s coming down the south. That's the, oh my gosh, I can
The
never remember. Yep,
autocannon.
yep. Kampfwagen Kanone
Yeah,
auf
yeah.
und Dreißig.
I think it was words, but I'll go with it.
I have some
Oh,
German viewers
look
who
at
would
the
be nice and mad at you.
Panzergrens. They are getting absolutely buggered.
True, true. But against stormtroopers, okay, this
Yep.
is kind of an interesting matchup we don't really talk about very often. Take me through that. How do stormtroopers match up against P-guns, especially in that close-in fighting?
Well, like in Star Wars, you have to get stormtroopers close, very close to have a chance of actually hitting something. But once they get in close, they got those satchel charges that will absolutely devastate the PC Gren squads.
Be careful, by the way. I was always
Oh,
an Empire guy myself.
yeah, you know what? I agree with you. The Empire did have some of the cooler kit and uniforms. And they had a
True.
Death Star, but if they just, put some planks over that hole, I think things would have gone a bit better.
Well, they had a Death Star, they had another Death Star, then they were like, you know what?
Yeah, they
Time
had
to
the
scale
Death
us up, and they made a
uh,
Death.
planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, next thing's going to be a Death solar system.
Dude, that'd be pretty wicked.
Yeah. That would be pretty mental. But anyway, the Germans are actually making a bit of a push in his centre now. With the half tracks taking the lead. Which, smart idea. Don't worry too much about Piats, like I said before.
Hmm.
But he only has that one PZ Grand squad. Yeah, rather down on men. So I don't think he's going to make too much progress.
Well, I was a little surprised myself when he had the Führer Panzer Grenadier squad go first.
Yeah,
I might be wrong, but isn't the veteran C worth a lot more than one of your tiny little squads?
yeah. Well, it's a bit of a silly play. I rolled main Racine the second out of potential 4 Panzergrens being brought out
Hmm.
into the town. So it seems like Astonished Man will be fighting over the town, which, I mean, that is a way to approach this, but really looking at it is, I think, attacking along the southern flank where you kind of have that 400, 300 meter engagements would benefit him much better and gain a lot more ground.
Now, there are two things I do like here. I do, first of all, like that he has this motor pool kind of being slowly consolidated to the
Yeah,
south of the town.
oh yeah, I see. That can
But
really
actually,
do some damage.
oh, two things. First of all, I didn't realize that church in the middle of town, that's the church from Red Buttons hangs
Oh,
from, right?
yeah, yeah, it's the same. I mean, they modeled it after the actual place, but yeah, it is literally the church. I think it
I,
looks a bit different, but
kind of funny for me. You never really pay attention to it just until that one
yeah.
time happens. Airstrike coming on in, but the other thing I
Oh,
was going to make a comment about is I do love the way the light vehicles are actually supporting the outside of this push. They're not trying to go in the streets itself
yeah,
for the most
it's
part. They're staying outside. They're putting pressure on the buildings on the inside, and oof, 6 pounder does take out one of those half tracks. But until then, it seemed rather lovely,
yeah,
actually.
it was a good push. That's exactly how you use half tracks, Con. You don't rush them in suicidally. You keep them back a bit. I mean, they got 1 machine guns. That's a lot of firepower. It's pretty much another Panzer Grenadier squad, right? Yeah. But it's Panzer III. If the Piat
Hmm.
will actually get the killing blow, it's already been 2 shots. Will it kill
I
it?
think it's more than that yet, but there we go.
There
Finally
we
getting
go.
that last
There we
one.
go. But the thing is, too, we got the Ram, and the Ram is really gonna be. It's gonna be a pain in the ass for Rintown. The Panzer IIIs can
Hmm.
barely penetrate it. Uh, they can't get. Yeah, they can't get a Pack 43 in A phase.
Well, we
What
are
am I
getting some
thinking?
Werfing Panzers going on here. So the
Oh,
question is,
there
where's
we
he
go.
aiming? If he's going for the center part of town, I'd like this. And
Yep.
he is. Oof. Yep. There
Oh.
goes one squad. In down. Oh, you know what? Talk to me about the Panzerwerfer because we know obviously it's very much a
Ah.
suppression vehicle
Mhm.
here, but really, what kind of kill power are we looking at?
The Panzer is, like you said, is a suppression vehicle. Really, the main killing blow comes from the napalm effect it leaves on the ground after it's already fired its load. And I've seen a few times where an AT gun or mortar haven't retreated fast enough and they just burn in the flames. In this case, the infantry are just slightly out of the fire's grasp, so they're not going to be able. They're going to be able to survive. But also, the fire on the ground pretty much denies any movement for at least a little bit. So I'm trying to think of the word here. But it's pretty much like a little bit of a deterrent
Mm-hmm.
and buys you some time. And
Areas of
also,
denial, is that the kind of term we're looking for?
yeah, it just scorched earth strategy, my dude.
Um, do you want to note, by the way, the Southern Motor Pool has moved on out. 6 pounder is going to get into action, though, picking off the leading half track, so the Germans should be more than aware about where that is.
Yeah, it's
And
whether
their
they can
town
kill
push is
it.
bogging down. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, it's whether they can kill it or not, because well, they do have. Okay, the 250/10 does have HE, but I think they're gonna maybe lose another half track or two before
I don't know. I
they
think he's
kill
going
a
to get
6 pounder.
outside of that firing arc. Yep, he's going to get
Yeah,
in nice and close on those rifles. Those rifles are not long for this world.
that's good.
Ooh, even the Bedford's getting caught out. Oh, man, just
Oh.
barely missing.
This is very interesting because Astonished Man, he needs to just be very aggressive with his motor half track push. He cannot really afford to stop to allow that Ram 2 to reposition or another AT gun to get in here. If he can
Hmm.
kill that 6 pounder, it's open fields, baby, and he can really be a pain in the ass for Sarian. I can't. How do you say his name?
I would say Serena. Or Serena,
Serena.
one or the
Let's
other.
go with that. Serena. It's gonna be an absolute pain in the butt, yeah, if he penetrates into the open ground, but doesn't seem to be the case. He's gonna be attacking into the town instead. And that 6 pounder can't see it because he backed up all the way.
Well, what's more, we are going to see that that Ram 2 is now taking up a second P3.
Yeah. That's the P3 in a head on engagement against Ram. I wouldn't be doing this, Khan. Not not like that. Not like that.
Now, if I moved, how would you move? Just like
Uh
that or different?
Panzer Freeze, I'd keep him along the southern flank of its motor half track
Hmm.
push
Hmm.
because it's just like some proper anti armor. And a Panzer III is not a good like head on tank really. It's more of a flanking cavalry style vehicle.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
that's entirely how it was made, of course.
Yeah.
6 pounder might get one or two more shots off. No, Germans are playing hell with its firing arc, and that, oh geez, this
Oh
could
yeah.
be a beautiful barrage landing all around. One,
Look,
oh
there we go.
geez,
Gets
there
a
it
kill.
goes. Southern flank is gonna be wide open now.
I would.
Canadians are desperately trying to stave that off. I have a Spitfire making. Oh no, never mind. Spitfire's going to the north side of the town. Now Flampanzer's coming on in.
I know. We've got the stuff. I bloody love that flambanger. I hope it kills some things. Oh, the ram went down.
Yeah, what? Oh, Pack 38 finally got the shot.
Did it get a side? Was that a rear shot?
It,
Yeah, it was a rear shot, my dude. Oh my god, this is going. I was not expecting this.
to put it delicately, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly thought this mortar half track push going into the town was not a good idea, and he really sort of just continued along the southern flank. But damn, he's encircled the Canucks right now, and the Flammenpans are just look at it go.
Well, we are into Phase B right now, so let's
Mhm.
not ignore that too much. But we are finally having the Astonished Man. Well, it looks like he's getting some shocking stuff in D, where he might be approaching somewhat. a 58%. Never mind, starting to fall back as you see some more infantry coming on in. Do you see the Germans trying to make a cauldron battle here? How do you think that's going to work out?
This is going to be pretty good for Astonished because I believe he can start getting Pioneer squads. And Pioneers are the perfect town clearers for any German player. So rip a few of those guys into the fray. And yeah, he should be able to completely capture his town if he can do it in time. Because we got that Sherman being brought up and there's nothing really here to stop it at the moment.
True, and we already see right now one of those brave 250s/9s are well, that's pretty darn gone.
Yeah.
But the other ones are very close here. No, don't go to the other side of the trees. What's wrong with
No.
you, fool?
Okay, there we go. Phew.
And as much as I want to go and bash the positioning of these vehicles, this is a beautiful spot for light vehicles.
Yeah, I mean, they could potentially get ambushed by a Piats, or am I joking? The Piat miss. But,
Oh, there's spot troops just to the south of that as well, so they'll at least be able to see the approaching troops
it
there.
is a good position, though, definitely. Unless you get bombed by a Spitfire. Yeah, it's, yeah.
They're scared, but they're alive.
Maybe you sort of spread them out a bit. Sherman's going to be trying to pick off one or two of them as they do retreat. And, we got a Yadpanzer being brought out, which is definitely going to be a good counter against Sherman. You need to get some Pioneer squads, some more infantry into his town ASAP for him to completely capture it.
And he's looking to take out that Pack 38. He does pin it down. Sherman starts firing in the meantime as well, and Flampanzer has a damaged transmission. So that delightful vehicle might be perishing soon. Yeah, and even worse, rifles are compelling the surrender of some of those light vehicles to the southern side of the town.
It died like it's lived, on fire.
For half a second, I thought you were talking about the half-track
So,
outside of the town. I was like, wait,
I was
what?
talking about the Flampanzer, sorry.
No, of course. Pioneers, like you said, are being brought on in.
There you go.
The infantry situation for the Windhund, tell us a little more about that then. Phase B, does it get better, or is it just kind of
It
continue
gets
being the same?
better, because you have to get more infantry, not just 4 Pizzagren. They don't have the veterancy, but you have the numbers, so just take a lot of Pioneers, and you usually have a pretty good time.
And
the
west,
half-tracks
apparently.
too. Yeah, and the rifles are getting pinned down. You gotta realize Canadian infantry aren't like the Scots because they only have one submachine gun compared to 2, so you can't really do that well in close quarters engagement. Meaning that in this engagement, they're pretty much buggered. There's really not much they can do unless they have fire support, and that's really how you want to be playing the Canadians. You want to have fire support backing up the infantry. Oh,
The Sherman is down.
Wow.
Pack 38 from the south.
How-
Hammers it in the side.
That's the same Pack 38 from before. It killed us round
Nope.
2.
Nope. That one's still outside
okay.
town.
Okay, yeah,
And it looks like
my
Panzer
bad.
Buffer is going to be reloading. He might get another barrage off.
Yep.
I might be wrong here, but I think the Germans are about a hair's breadth away of really shoving out the Canadians.
Yeah, it's just a pin down rifle squad. The sniper is holding his own, like in the end of Saving Private Ryan, until he probably gets blown up by a tank. And yeah, the Canadians aren't looking good. I mean, we've got a Stormtrooper in there now, but the thing is the Germans. Oh, look at that! A Ju-88 in B phase. Wow.
That's not so common now, is
That's
it?
not. When was the last time you saw like a Ju-88 con?
You mean unless I was playing horribly? Not very often.
Exactly. I don't really see him either. So, I mean, there's a 2-star on it. Did its job quite well. And, yeah.
By the way, sorry, go ahead. But
hopefully Astonished can take us back. And look at Sherman 3. He's getting pounded once again by the Pack 38.
And that's exactly what I was going to mention. And we are seeing a +2 over here for the Germans. So Canadians desperately trying to shell everything into submission, but they can't seem to do it. Their flamethrowers are out of fuel. The riflemen are surrounded. Oh my gosh.
It's not good at all, but this is a really good play from Astonished Man. I'm very impressed by this.
And that's the town.
Yeah, that's how you capture a town.
God.
The real reason Astonished is winning this matchup is because he's using his fire support better. He's got the tanks and the half-tracks backing up his infantry, while Sarina, he doesn't have any kangaroos. You know, his fire support vehicles aren't nearby. And now he's trading shots with a Yadpanzer, which is a bit
From the
risky.
front. From the
Yeah,
front, for
from
that
the
matter.
front. It's not the best engagement course. And you can't exactly flank the Yad Panzer when it's inside a town, so
Hmm.
I mean that's perfect positioning for it.
Now he is trying to take out that supply excuse me, supply truck over there on the German side of things, but you take one of those out, does that really make the
Yeah,
supply position that much worse?
I mean for Rintown, you're probably not taking too many supplies, so getting any kill and just forcing your opponent to spend another 50 points is usually pretty decent. And sometimes I believe when it blows up, you can actually stun up nearby vehicles because it has a bunch of munitions. It goes big boom.
True, true. Well, looks like that Spitfire might pay for his temerity. We are going
Yep.
to see this ME-109 make one more run,
Oh,
falling back. Oh my gosh, I feel like he's trailing smoke.
come on, Tamari.
Come on, Hans.
Something
But
great to save Luftwaffe.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
522, 530. It looks like we have more flame troops coming on in. The white trucks are here,
Oh,
which sounds
but
like a supremacist unit if I've ever heard one.
but they're green.
True,
They're
true.
green.
So, are most Canadians colorblind or?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, all we see is right up here.
True, true. Well, that's why your flag is red and white. It's supposed to be red, white, and blue like it should be.
It's like this ain't Fallout, buddy. You ain't gonna annex Canada just yet.
I'll just say here, our bears have two heads. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah.
But no. So the Germans are up and up rather safely. Assault pioneers are in though. How does that really change the thing? Does it change it at all?
If they can get in close, they can do pretty good damage to the Germans, but if they get a long range engagement, they're buggered. And once again, it really just comes down to Astonished has the fire support. He has the half tracks spread all around, and the Canadians don't really have a good answer to him.
Actually, I really like. Watch this. You see those Panzergrens? You saw the assault pioneers come in. What's the first thing he did? He jetted out the back of the house and moved away.
Yep,
Assault pioneers in close and they have full fuel tanks. It is not going to be a pretty sight.
it's not a pretty sight at all. They're a pretty hot unit.
And they're getting what they deserve. It looks like more artillery being called down on them. Those rocket tubes are really doing work.
Yeah, it's just really not looking good for Sarano right now. I mean, okay, if he managed to pick off a Panzer III of his Wolverine, but
Hmm.
I think for him, he's just gonna have to do a slower approach into the town, just infantry foot into the town with some fire support tanks and artillery. Artillery would really help him out, but he still has to deal with that Yad Panzer, which is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with until he can get a 17-pounder unit, which is until C phase, and he just doesn't really have the numbers.
I am going to note he is threatening to take back a tiny portion of this town.
Yep.
Ever so minuscule. Crew killed. The Jagdpanzer is trying to get close enough to get a shot at that Sherman. He will get it.
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh,
barely anything. JU idiot bombing like crazy again.
Bombed
Though.
his own Yad Panzer.
Did he? Actually, no, I
Yeah.
think he just
It
missed
barely
shy.
touched. It barely touched, but it's enough to stun it up a little bit. And the Spitfire not gonna be able to chase down that German medium bomber.
surprising when you think about it.
Yeah, well,
Now, help me out here. So the 116th. It feels like it's been a very, very minimalistic kind of investment here.
yeah. I mean, he's been doing a pretty good job with, well, pretty much quite a little. It's really just those half tracks, a
Mhm.
few pioneers. I'm really surprised. I thought he'd get a few bit more pioneers and panda grenadiers into his town, but he's kept a lot of his units alive. That mortar pool, that that not a mortar, the
Table
half
flipper.
track, the half track autocannon units are still alive and they're still holding the southern side.
Hmm.
And he's been investing quite a lot in planes. We've got JU-87G now because why not?
Of course, of course. And the Brits, excuse me, Canadians, Brit wannabes, are just bombing the everyone but Jesus now out of
Yeah.
the Germans. So is this how the Canadians get back into this, or is this just
Uh,
wishful thinking?
Maybe,
Bailed
but
out. There go the wolf. That's the
damn.
Wolverine dead.
Yeah, that's I'd never really recommend getting an 87G, especially in a Rindown or any German tank tech. But I mean, just killing that Wolverine is a pretty good shot. But he does lose the plane.
True, but he's just prepping so that we can get another barrage off with the with that
Mhm.
Panzerwaffe. But it's only doing a couple of rockets at a time. It's kind of hard to hate that particular decision.
Yeah, I feel like really for the Canadians, they really need to save up and just get one big push to move in. He needs fire support. 25 pounders would be supreme in trying to deal with his town. He can't get any rocket artillery because Canadians,
Hmm.
but he just needs something. His investments have not been going all that well. Losing that Wolverine really hinders him in a retaking that town and having long range fire support. Unless you can get an Achilles, that's definitely a
Definitely an
unit.
interesting call.
Yeah, an interesting call. He should really get like a rifle squad, just one rifle squad to go along the southern side to at least capture a little bit of ground because his +2 is not doing him any favors.
And that's the comment I was just going to make myself is that, well, here comes another Wolverine, by the way. It was kind of amusing to me that the Germans are really missing an opportunity, I feel like, and they are not going to correct it with this new recon squad coming on in either. Wait. Did the yacht bench just go down? It just went down.
Uh,
It just went down. I think the Sherman 2 popped it.
makes yeah makes sense at close range. Or did it surrender? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It did too. Okay. It did die. Huh.
Shocking.
That's not pretty good. There does have Panther 3 being brought up, and it is sea phase now, so Astonished could get a Panther if he shows desire, which is a pretty good choice, I'd have to say. But he still holds a town. You don't really need tanks to hold a town. It's really just to control the area around it. And Astonished, he doesn't have to do much. He's sitting on a very nice +2, so he can sit back and smell the roses for now.
Just kind of bank up some of those points, right?
Yeah, bank up some points, get a Panther, and heck, even like a Pack 40 would be a pretty good investment. And
He is bringing a P4 into the town. Actually, no, to the northern
P3.
side of the town.
Oh yeah, huh?
I
Guess
know my Roman numerals.
that's good. That's good.
Unnecessary skill set for today.
Yeah, so we got that Panzer IIIL going on to the southern side. He's really using these light and medium tanks to pretty much be more of an ambush unit instead of rush them out into the front line, which makes sense. That Achilles really will pop anything that will dare pop its head open. I'm wondering if Astonished will try and clear up its little bulge up north, as is just a rifle and Piat squad.
That's a good question. That is a very good question. I have to say, I do like this whole kind of birth canal that you see where that P3 is that you were talking about.
Yeah,
JU-88 comes in, slams another rifle squad back into
slam
oblivion.
dunk.
And the Canadians come in, they check in, but they don't check out.
Yeah, and he's bringing in a one rifle squad, but he really needs much more than one rifle squad to take back his town and fire support. I'm surprised we haven't seen a single hippity hoppity kangaroo, Khan. That's
Well,
like,
there are no kangaroos in Canada. You should know that.
I know, but that's why he went to Australia. We brought some kangaroos, took him to Canada, and then took him to Normandy. Well, we had to go to the Toronto Zoo first to get some, but I only had like 5, so we ended up having to ask the Anzac brothers if they could lend us a kangaroo, but they
I feel
can
there's more of a
spare us
story
few.
behind this that I would laugh at more if I was Canadian.
But he's just fire support. He needs fire support to take us down, and he just does not have it. And his infantry can't really power up out against pioneers and panzergrenadiers.
Now, I am a little bit amused to see a Crusader AA tank coming on, and I think this is always the unit you laughed at back in Company of Hero days, of course.
Yeah.
Is that really going to be do anything for him, or is that the kind of fire support he might be able to leverage into more territory?
It's good fire support. It's only a lot of half tracks and road you have the Panzer IV. But it is good fire support, and it also acts as an anti-aircraft unit, so hopefully he can do something with it. But yeah, Panzer IV, I think a Panzer IV is going to kill it if he dare moves down that road just a little bit more. Can he even see the PZ4? Yes, he does.
Now he does, yep. But he's in
And-
range.
Oh, he's barely in range. That's just... Oh, now he's in range. Don't move the Don't move the Crusader up. Fall back.
He's not going to. He's a brave
No.
old man.
He's oh,
This is how
Yep.
I feel whenever I watch a Stuart fire at anything that's German.
Or if you're going to fight against four farmer, there's like 5 Stuarts shooting at you.
True,
Yeah.
true. We see Ramo P, by the way, coming on in another Crusader, and that Achilles was saved from death by the Ju-87 by just a very, very opportunistic mosquito fire.
Yeah.
Kind of shocked to see that.
Yeah, Mosquito is a really bloody good airplane. It's a good bomber, and it
Hmm.
also acts as a good fighter or bomber interceptor. So for knocking out Ju-88, you can't go wrong with a Mozzie.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing this happen in the town, Khan. He's got a little bit of a foothold, which is nice, but this is just does not have fire support. And I'm really surprised Astonished Rao, considering he doesn't have that much infantry in the town. It's rather light.
Hey, they fixed the artillery thing.
There we go. We can actually see it now.
Um, E3's being very opportunistic. I'm not sure he might see the Achilles.
Uh,
No, he doesn't. He just
barely.
barely doesn't.
That's some sneaky maneuvering.
He's going after the dead one. Not entirely sure why he's going after the Wolverine.
No, maybe he just wants to see its broken husk blown up.
There's some men just want to watch the world burn, apparently.
Yes, especially soap pioneers.
Ooh, but P4 is a beautiful shot from way downtown.
Whoa!
Takes out the Achilles, so that's a...
That's a good kill.
Now he's going after the Ramo P. If the Ramo P buys it, that's a bit of a waste, I would think, from the Canadian side of things, yes?
Yeah, he only man's got one shot off, but he has a pretty good amount of armor, so he's just bouncing those shots. I don't know why he hasn't fallen back yet.
Bailed out.
Yeah, we go. Yeah. A little bit too late, on the Spitfire bombing run, I have to say.
And, well, a daily and a dollar short, too. Look where those rounds went.
Yeah.
But the P3 does go down, so the Wolverine taking his own pound of flesh from this particular engagement. And the P4 is not even looking at a main Tormentor. He's going after a teeny tiny little Lynx, so Panther versus Lynx. Well, so to speak.
Yeah. We got Soap Pioneers charging into the town, but yeah, just
Well, pioneers be pioneers. These guys know how to build, they know how to take stuff apart.
yeah. And J88 just consolidating the fate, and the Canadians really no longer have that town, or their little foothold of the town. And another Yad Panja from Astonished Man.
This has been a fantastic game from him, guys. This is how you play Wundhund.
Yeah, it's just, and he hasn't even used any real heavy tanks. No Panther at all.
No, he's been using stuff that we kind of deride as being completely worthless for the most
Yeah,
part.
like I'm not a big fan of Panther 4s. I'm not gonna lie, but
You're not a
he's
big
been
fan of
using
Panther
them.
3s.
Yeah, I'm not Panther 3s as well. They're not really good. I think I could use a little bit of buff, but apart from that, he's just been fantastic positioning, great use of fire support, and that's what's really allowing him to win this match.
I will say, he's been helped by a little bit of kind of knee-jerk responses from his opponent here too.
Yeah, Sarana really needed to just amass a force and move up instead of little, 2 or 3 man or 2 or 3 squad attacks with hardly any fire support. He's getting a Firefly now, and he's really banking on getting these heavy quotation mark tanks. These are allied tanks we're talking about, but he really needs artillery. He needs infantry. He needs not big tank killers. He doesn't need big tank killers.
He needs what he's not using, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yes, there's a Yad Panja on the field, but he already has a Wolverine. Yep, 210 points. Could have been much better spent on artillery.
Well, he's finally starting to throw some weird sense of infantry attack together. 3 squads moving in from the north.
Yep.
But I feel like he's been squandering the southern approaches the entire time.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. There's a half track, there's 2 half tracks, and 2 recon squads. Some lightly armored push with, kangaroos could have done a real good job and put a nice hole into the German front line. But alas, he's really bashing his head against the town.
So either the Wolverine just went down. Ju-87's coming on in. I think he's making a run. He was going to make a run at the Firefly, but Owl City wins the day for now.
And the Mozzie also went down too. It's the rather big loss for the Canadian player.
Ah, good point. Good
Yeah.
point. And actually, that Spitfire being compelled to leave just as the Ju-87 started to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Very lucky indeed.
Very lucky dude. We're seeing another Flampanzer con.
We are?
Look, yeah, it's in the town. If he could rush it up, he could
Oh,
knock out.
yes.
He would probably die to the Crusader, yeah. But I just want to see it happen.
Well, how does the oh,
Us,
okay, the Jagdpanzer does not quite see that
nah,
Crusader. He has to go up at about another 100 meters before he does.
yeah,
Well, why move forward? The Befehle Panzer is got all three of those guys with the help of the Jagdpanzer, so yeah.
yeah. And he's finally clearing up that northern side of rifles and Piatch with, just one Panzer Grenadier. That's all you really need. And yeah, the Canadians are really buggered. We've got Sherman 3 down south, but it's not really gonna do much.
Now, I'm also kind of surprised, too. I mean, the Canadians had that northern approach for a fair bit of time.
Yeah, they did, and they had a good foothold in that, considering how well Astonished took the town.
Mm-hmm.
He could have really made a play up here, or along the flank instead of trying to do these tank plays in a non-tank situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also just want to note, just look at the town, Khan. It's battered to say the least.
Well, the
You
thing
got
I'm amused about a little bit is the main drag has been completely plowed and just wrecked. The
mhm.
southern side of town, the northern side of town, hell, even the eastern side of town is, hurt, mind you, but
Yeah.
largely unblemished.
And then just look at the center. This is, war-torn Europe for you. This is one of the reasons I really like this game. Is you look at the map before, and then you look at like the map and towns afterwards, and everything's just destroyed. And there's carcasses everywhere, flaming pits of ammunition,
Former
crashed
tanks.
planes, former tanks. Exactly. It's just cool seeing that before and after. And look, yeah, I think he has two J88s, and they've been doing God's work.
Indeed.
Real, I think it's this run maybe, but they've been doing really good. I'm surprised. So,
He does
finally
finally
bites the
kill it, though.
dust.
Hmm.
Typhoon gets the kill. A typhoon of all things, round.
Amusing enough to me is we are going to finally see a priest come on in, and you're wondering to yourself, is that to deliver last rites or what? Like, I really don't know why he was like, you know what, I'll wait until 37 minutes into the game, and then I'm going to bring in a priest. Like,
Oh
yeah.
god, I could have been so naive in the end. It's just nice. You got a tank force, bud. You're not attacking a tank area. You're attacking a town. This tank force would be much better doing stuff down south, like it is right now. But too little, too late. We got another Panzer III coming down south, and yeah,
Well,
it's not looking too good for the Canadians at all.
well, I'm going to say this. It's kind of funny to me. We were probably going to see a win by points, which is
Oh wow.
surprising. Usually we see, oh my gosh, someone gets almost tabled, and it's like, quick, 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 surrender, surrender.
Mhm.
But no, this is a right thrashing.
Yeah, an absolute. Once he captured that town and secured the flanks, it's pretty much just been a holding operation the entirety of the match.
Hmm.
And Sarna has just kept running his tanks into AT guns and panzers and other nasty vehicles, and just because he didn't manage to gain a consolidated push, he couldn't really do anything to take back the ground he lost.
Now we're gonna be ending up right now. It's gonna be 2,500 to 522. So that
Rather big
early
gap.
that early start by the Canadians gets oof.
Oof! Look at the
Oof.
KD. That's close.
I feel like that's deceptively close.
Yeah, I think he got a few kills towards the end, and Astonished was losing some units like the Ad Panja and the J88 as well. So it
Hmm.
definitely and the Messerschmitt at the end. So it definitely patched things out a bit. But history, I'm a lot of half track deaths early on during the A phase, but the main thing is he captured the ground and held it. And then looking towards B, it's a lot more Canadian losses. and then it gets a bit more even once you get to late game.
True, but the stuff that dies in B is all stuff that was fairly vetted.
Yeah, they got the rifles and stormtroopers. It's really just the infantry that are left in the town that he pretty much finished off. And
Hmm.
looking at KD, the Canadians didn't really get anything too crazy. I mean,
No, and
Sherman
the
all
Germans
three.
have one P4 that took out a couple of good tanks as well as that spotting
Yep.
ram. And other than that, I mean, it did not seem that equal at all, which I think is what's stunning me so much is that the game seemed so one-sided.
It seemed one-sided because Astonished was holding onto the town really well, and the front line never moved. But he was trading lives with pioneers and panzer grenadiers and half tracks to hold onto that town. And you can afford to lose half tracks, especially as Rin towns where everything's a half track essentially.
So there are a dime a dozen, yeah.
Yeah, you just get half tracks are good. And yeah, it is Khan how you play Rin towns. Yeah, flanking push to capture the town. Grade A maneuvering play, right? Yeah. The
Hmm.
Panzer to finish things off. He surrounded, cooked it, boiled it, put in a stew, and ate it all up. And just some damn good play. Damn good play.
I'll leave the Lord of the Rings references for next time, but no,
Yeah.
actually, I was gonna say one minor thing I do want to call out at the end is one of the quiet heroes of that game, Mobile Vagan, and then the later half tracks that came in with the quad mounted 20 mils on the
Hmm.
back, putting up just clouds of flak and just forcing away a lot of that Canadian air power.
Yeah, you did get quite a few airplanes on it. Yeah, especially throughout the match. And they didn't manage to do too much. Not enough to take back the town, that's for sure. The Mozzies
Hmm.
did a few bombing runs, but he couldn't follow through with a push afterwards.
True, true. But all right, so that's about gonna do it for me. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sounds good. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for us today. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this game. Beautiful play, honestly, from the Vintuans,
Yeah,
and
lovely play.
respectable, but definitely some room for improvement for the Canadians.
Hmm. He held
Um,
on to the town. He just needed to amass a force and attack with
true,
one big force.
true. But until next time, this has been Conor.
And I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.
Have a good day.